So real quick, I want to talk a little bit about MicroVision. But before I get into the company itself, first I want to say something, and that's, okay, the stock is up about 160% since I posted about it, right? If you're feeling like you missed out or you should have bought more or whatever, don't. Like, don't beat yourself up. Don't be sad. Like, there's always more opportunities to make money. Okay. So, like, don't stress out about this kind of stuff. So, 160% in a week, that's amazing, right? That's a really, really good, that's more than doubling your money. And it could still do well. We'll talk about that in a bit. But number one, when it comes to investing, don't let your emotions get involved. Okay. Just try to have fun. And whether you make money or lose money or didn't do anything at all, everything is sort of like a learning experience, right? So just keep that in mind, right? Like, investing is sort of a journey that you go on, right? And everyone has their different level of temperament for volatility, for when things are up and when things are down, right? So everyone's going to have their own investing style. What I do might not work for someone else, and what someone else does might not work for me, okay? So you got to find your own way. And again, it's like mistakes and like sometimes missing out on things and regret that sometimes teaches you the most. So keep that in mind. It's really important. Anyway, so MicroVision, they are actually a really cool company. I actually started buying them when they were $7 back in December. I'll probably pop that up here. Hold up. Yeah, so here, let's just get right into it. On their website, they are the creator of the Pico-P scanning technology, a miniature laser sensing and projected display solution based on the laser beam scanning methodology pioneered by the company. Combining hardware, software, and algorithms with a machine learning capability, they can unlock value for customers by providing them a truly differentiated and superior solution. So what does that mean? They basically use lasers.
Artificial intelligence is transforming our world. Today, AI-connected devices listen and speak, answer basic questions, and perform simple tasks. MicroVision's technology takes AI-connected devices to the next level, providing seamless interaction through display, touch, gesture, and sense. Our IoT products go beyond simple commands, interactivity enhanced with embedded machine learning. Our consumer LiDAR provides depth sensing and spatial awareness with edge computing for smart home and security services. In automotive LiDAR, we enable active collision avoidance through embedded edge computing, providing actionable data. Our AR/MR provides high-resolution integrated display and sensor modules for headsets. We create value by combining our core laser beam scanning technology and machine learning at the edge for AI-connected devices. MicroVision empowers AI-connected devices to see more, experience more, sense more, and navigate more. MicroVision, bringing I/O to AI.
Okay, so honestly, that's kind of a cheesy video, but that helps kind of put it into perspective. What they do is different types of sensing technology using lasers, and they project images. And so it's very interesting, and it has a lot of different applications. Now, here's what's kind of cool, and this is important, is they have patents on a lot of stuff. So augmented reality microdisplay application patent, automotive lidar application patent, a 3D sensing module, optic. You can look at this. There's a bunch of cool things here. It's a breakdown of what they do, what they've got, what they're working with. I want to go more in depth with all the different technologies that they use, but honestly, I'm still learning a lot about what these even are. But we will go over, let's see, they project images that you can interact with, right? So a small form factor projection engine for embedded and mobile applications. The technology provides enhanced image quality with an HD picture that is always in focus from an engine the fraction of the size of a business card and only several millimeters thick. On-demand interactive display for IoT and AI platforms enables customers to develop more natural user experiences by adding sight, touch, and gestures to existing voice interactions so that the virtual assistants are more useful to consumers. So imagine like your Echo Dot can project an image instead of just sitting there and providing audio, can actually show you a picture. That's really cool. And you want to order something off Amazon, instead of just saying it, you could see it and touch it and interact with it and make decisions with that. I will go through all of this more in detail, but I want to get this video up quick tonight. So yeah, I'll leave it up here actually. So if you want to read it, you can read it. And then I'll leave it up. You can hit pause, I guess unpause, and then I'll scroll down if you want to read that stuff, or just go to the website. Because yeah, I'm not going to read all this right now. So okay, let's talk real quick about like why it even ran up so much. There's two things, and this is what is cool about MicroVision, and this is different than what happened with GameStop, because Wall Street Bets definitely, like Reddit, definitely got involved with this, right? I just learned that there's some company that monitors when certain stocks are talked about on Reddit. It's an AI that checks everything, and the more mentions it gets, it keeps track of all that. And right now, MicroVision is actually above GameStop, just so that you know. So right now, it is the center of attention for the whole Wall Street Bets movement. But there's two things that make MicroVision cool. One is that it's pretty heavily shorted. If you don't know what short interest is, it's when people or companies or institutions basically bet against a stock, right? And they make money if the stock goes down. And but what's cool is that they can lose a lot of money if it goes up. And when that happens, the stock price can just skyrocket. And that's what happened, that people notice the short interest on it, but also people just really like the technology, which is different than GameStop, which is more of a long-term speculation, right? Like GameStop isn't doing anything right now, but Wall Street Bets has pushed it up to the top. The difference is MicroVision has something with actual utility, with patents, etc. So it does look very attractive for an investor, right? So here's a few notes. I'll take more later, but I need to get this done tonight. Miniature laser sensing and projected display based on laser beam scanning methodology pioneered by MicroVision. Hardware, software, algorithms, machine learning, they got it all, right? They use these ultra miniature MEMS mirrors. I believe that these are little mirrors that can actually be adjusted to change the direction of the lasers, basically. That's my understanding. I was right. It does move. Okay, so I was right about the MES. So let's see, interactive projection, consumer light detection, and ranging LiDAR. So they create LiDAR for consumers as well as for vehicles or automotive, right? And it's also related to augmented and mixed reality. Scanning technology can be adopted by its customers to create high-resolution miniature projections and three-dimensional sensing and image capture solutions that use laser diodes as the light source. They're the components for a scanning engine. Microelectrical mechanical systems and application-specific integrated circuits. Pico-P Tech incorporates expertise in two-dimensional MEMS, lasers, optics, and electronics to create a small form-factor scanning engine with lower power need than many other technologies to project video and still image to capture three-dimensional data. Yeah, one of the things that is interesting to me is that these are small. So, like, for example, why Tesla doesn't use LiDAR in their vehicles, although other companies do, like NIO. They use LiDAR, but LiDAR is rather bulky. So what's cool about MicroVision is that they're doing it on such a smaller scale. So my understanding is that, like, I would prefer, to be honest, if Tesla vehicles did have LiDAR. I'm okay with them not having them now, as they don't need them. But for redundancy, I would much prefer for them to also have LiDAR. And in my opinion, this could be, I'm not saying it will be, but could be a technology that perhaps a Tesla or someone adopts for LiDAR at scale in autonomous vehicles. Again, for me, it's just like that I feel like the cameras are great, but I think they could still be better. So, okay, yeah. So let's talk about the price and where it's at and where I think it's going. So I looked into it, and it looks like it has about a 20-something% short interest, which is pretty high. One thing to know about this that makes this different than GameStop is GameStop went so nuts. It went from like, what, $8 to $360. But that was because it was so shorted that actually there was 100% short interest. Like basically the entire company was being bet against, which is really strange. And actually, in fact, it was actually higher. There was more shares than existed were floated, that's why GameStop just skyrocketed. So with MicroVision having a short interest of 20 to 25%, I would not expect that same kind of explosion going up. I don't think that's going to happen. However, it still can keep going up. It's just going to be a balance between people selling off and buying in. But the difference and why I believe that MicroVision does have an advantage is that they have a cool technology and they have patents, like I said before. So that's a major difference, is that a little bit less speculation and more utility. So should you buy? I would look at it this way. It's a risk still. It could double again. But these things are very risky, and whenever something runs up this much, 160% in a week, there's always going to be some pullback, okay? So is there going to be pullback tomorrow, the next day? I can't predict that yet. Another thing that's kind of interesting is that it also puts MicroVision in a very interesting position. Not that they have so much money now, basically, where MicroVision has been looked at as a company that could get maybe bought by another company and then implemented or whatever. But with this new interest, this is kind of what happened with Nano Dimension, where they could actually kind of flip the script a little bit, and they could actually be in a position to acquire someone else now. So it'll be very interesting to see, because I don't think this was in their game plan, right, to become the new Wall Street Bets like baby or whatever. So yeah, it'll be really interesting. We'll just have to see. It's going to be fun, that's for sure. No matter what happens, even if we all just lose a bunch of money, it'll still be fun. So yeah, I will go more in depth on the technology because I'm really curious. I need to know more about these lasers. But yeah, I'm trying to get this done tonight. So yeah, hope someone gets to see this, and maybe this can help you with some of your decisions. Again, I can't really tell you if you should buy or sell or do anything like that. I'm definitely not a financial advisor. I don't know anything at all. But yeah, let's just have fun.